Now, now we're recording.
How's it going?
It's going great, going great.
Good.
Uh,
How was your week?
my week was pretty awesome, in
Oh,
fact.
nice.
Um, let's see. Well, Hallows,
Yes.
Samhain.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Got to go out and enjoy some nature on Friday, so that was pretty great.
Nice. Very
How about
cool.
you?
I have a new dog, so I get to enjoy nature almost every day, unless it's raining. So I'll usually do just a mile. Sometimes I'll do maybe a little bit more than a mile, but we'll break them in. And I think the Freya, the older dog, she's getting used to his pace, and he like never gets tired. He doesn't even breathe hard going up the hill. It's just like not time.
Um, so do you take them both at the same time?
I do. If it's just me, I'll take both dogs, and if Echo is walking with me, then she'll usually take Freya because she has a different pace. So, with the new guy, well, might even travel out a couple hundred feet away from Freya, and then I'm like get him to turn around and like catch back up. So
Mhm.
I sometimes will get a fair bit of steps that way. So and
Fantastic.
occasionally some running and some jogging. So yeah, so it's usually pretty good.
Dogs are great.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
the excuse to walk, I think.
it is. It is. So today we went through the tenets the
Yeah,
last couple days.
went through the tenets.
So the short tenets, at least we might revisit those and expand on them a little bit. We have a
Cool.
short version and a long version.
Cool. Sounds good.
But for today, we're going to continue on with the first. This is essentially the first chapter or two in the teaching manual.
Yep.
So,
Chapter one.
mhm,
Yep.
yeah. And this is Alexandria's Lovecraft laws. And she hand lettered this. So I'm going to show you. This was her
Nice.
artwork. And
Yep.
gosh, so close. There we
So
go.
close.
So,
Very cool.
um, so yeah, these were her creation in September 1977.
Nice. And she told me this kind of incorporated her philosophy, her approach to witchcraft, hence Lovecraft. So nothing to
No,
do, nothing to do with the author.
no, yes. Confusing at first.
Sometimes people would be like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, Lovecraft, her take on witchcraft. And I really like it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
really like it.
yeah.
So Alexandria's Lovecraft laws begins to those who understand, no explanation is necessary. For those who don't, no explanation will suffice. Sterling, do you want to talk a little bit about what that means?
Um, Students would often summarize it like, "Well, if you get it, you get it." Um, for those that have the eyes to see, so I think sometimes we feel like we need to force people to get us and to get my point, understand
Mhm.
what I'm saying. And what she was saying here is some people are going to get it and some people are not going to get it. I think most people get parts of it.
Mhm.
So they really kind of grok, just a couple pieces of information, and it really sticks with them and it resonates. And there are other parts that I think that over time play out in a way where it's you're like, oh, I remember this.
That sounds good. I also recall sometimes people will ask questions to just to try to you know poke you, and some of those questions are intended to disrupt, and for the people that, oh, hey, why don't you do a magic trick right now?
Right.
There's
Yeah.
no explanation that will ever make sense to those people,
Sure.
so we
Sure.
smile and move on.
Right. Right. So we are not stage magicians. So we do not, for the most part, we don't entertain people with magic.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are entertained by our own magic or by the magic of others. Um, but that is often not the intent. Um, and I think more comes over time. So I think the more you study, the more you kind of get into the groove of things. Um,
Agreed.
but one of our sentiments, soft of eye, light of
Mhm.
touch, speak little and listen much, which is to say, you know, just just hang on.
Mhm.
Um, someone said to me once, it takes a conscious act of effort to listen.
Well said. Well said. So the first, um, this isn't a numbered item, but this is the sort of the introduction to her list.
Hmm.
As the God and Goddess be my witness, I am me. Then I give you my thoughts of abiding. So mote it be.
Nice.
The first of the laws. It is my theory that much can be achieved on the basis of the act of doing everything by doing nothing. This means total submission of your will to the will of the goddess and God and all they represent. You then become a living instrument able to accomplish all things.
Right.
Do you have
So,
any thoughts to that?
yeah, readers will often talk a little bit about this, that you have to have a clear vessel, which is to say, if your thoughts and mind are unclouded, you have a clear vision of what's going on and what's happening. Sometimes we put in our own judgment, which is like a colored film across our eyes.
Mhm.
So we don't see clearly. Sometimes we love somebody, sometimes we want the best for them, but we don't understand that that isn't what is best. What we think is best isn't best for them. It's, you know, maybe good for us, or maybe it's good for really what we think. Like, God, this would make them so happy if they just gave up their addictive behavior. But in reality, we just want them to be different, and they need to get there on their own sometimes. So knowing what you're in control of is being in control of your universe, not being in control of their universe.
Mhm.
So uh, I mean, it's kind of a trope, but you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, which is to
Yeah.
say, people have to be willing to listen. And sometimes we don't listen to that divine directive that
Mhm.
is above and beyond us. So sometimes I think it's good to check in and take a step back and, just take a step out of the situation sometimes and then contemplate contemplate it from another position sometimes. So,
I noticed also that um, when you and I first studied these laws, there was not really an internet. There were no smartphones. There
yeah,
were, there was. Um,
Bulletin boards
yes.
and modems that made weird, wild sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the speed of and the amount of distractions that we're
Yes.
pummeled with all the time makes it hard often to keep that sort of clear focus.
Yes.
It's so easy to be distracted by, 8,000 TikTok videos.
I've known a few people to succumb to the doom scroll. Um, it's how it goes sometimes, you know. Um, but I think that sometimes we can pull back when we realize, if we aren't finding our peace of mind, we can take a step back.
Yeah,
We can
excellent.
let go of the world for a minute. I One way to do that is like to walk without your cell phone,
Yes.
you know. Of course, then I want to take a picture or something, but you can do it and it's nice. Or you just if you like technology, you can my watch is charging, but you can put it on sleep
Hmm.
and then you just come back to it when you're like, God, it's been a long time since anyone's texted me or messaged me. And then you can be like, oh, here we go. There's all the things I missed. Or sometimes there's nothing. You didn't miss anything at all. So
And to be clear, um, this is not an anti-technology situation here.
no, the Celts embrace technology. Just like we always taught people to hand make their robes made out of natural cotton materials.
Mhm.
But they were like, listen, if all you can afford is a poly blend, that's fine. If that's what's comfortable for you to wear, that's fine. Um, and then some people would hand sew it because they're like made by hand. I'm going to make it by hand. And
Yes.
then you'd see the high priestess with a machine. You're like,
Yes.
oh,
Oh, I didn't have to stay up all night
no, I
like
guess I
somebody I
did.
know.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I sewed mine watching Sophie's Choice. I remember. I still have that robe though. The hem has never come undone.
I bet.
No stitch out of place.
No stitch out of place.
But the Celts did embrace technology. It's just, technology should make your life better. And if the technology is not making your life better, then that's that's not an advancement in technology. That's like
Mhm.
a downgrade. So you have to kind of let that go.
Nicely said. Number two, love is the greatest weapon of defense, greatest source of power, and the greatest strength. For love is the true law.
I don't feel like there's a lot to say about that one, but it'll come up again.
Yes, it will come up again.
It'll come up again. Um, so I would say trust your heart, you know. A lot of times people don't know what to do. They don't know which direction to go in life, or they don't know a simple decision like what stone to pick. And I always say, whatever you touch first, pay attention to that one because that's the one you're going to come back to. So, and oftentimes, if we don't know, if our intuition seems awry, if our gut feeling seems off for whatever reason, sometimes we're just second guessing ourselves. It is usually the first thing we think of, and it's usually the first feeling or association with the thought or dilemma. But you can always trust your heart. Usually, the thing that's going to make you the happiest is the thing that's going to make your heart the happiest. So, a lot of times this comes with careers. So, a lot of times people choose jobs that pay them more money, but they find that their happiness decreases. So, and when your happiness decreases, in turn, your health will decrease. And, you know, so you have to have some balancing scales. That's that's all my career advice I have for you right now.
Yes. And once again, we go back to the balance,
Yeah,
the tenet of balance. All of these will cycle through.
yeah. I
Um,
it's nice to do something you love. You don't have to, but it's nice.
um, and just to note that when you were talking about, making choices, that also goes back to the first law, which is um, to quiet the busyness and, allow yourself to sort of be open to these things without overthinking.
Right.
Um, just go in and pick the stone.
Your first instinct is usually the right one.
Mhm. Number three.
Number three.
Number three. We are never alone. The god and goddess have always been with us. We have only to see them within ourselves in order to find ourselves.
As above, so below.
As above, so below. Um, and one question that usually comes up with this Lovecraft law is, okay, but I don't know any other witches. I am a witch alone.
Right.
So are you really though? Because it says right here, the god and goddess are always with
Right.
us.
All right.
So
If you're watching us, you're not alone. If you're reading a book, you're not alone. And the more you do, the more friends you'll find. It's just natural. It's part of that magnetic attraction. The more you have interest in something, you will find your people eventually. Yes. And if at first you do not find it outside of yourself, then look within.